Hi, I'm Chris Cardona and welcome aboard MSC Seashore. I can't wait to bring you along for the highlights here from our 7-night cruise to the Western Caribbean, coming up on Talking Cruise. So this morning I'm going to take you through the Marketplace Buffet Restaurant here on board MSC Seashore. This is deck 16, mid through aft. Let's go check out what they have for breakfast this morning. A nice feature that if you want to come for casual buffet breakfast, they do have a full service bar here that can do coffees the way you want as well. That's a nice touch, and it's all available on the beverage packages. Take a walk from here. There's several stations available, so don't feel the need to just stop at the first one. Here we have a carving board. Looks like some nice ham, stewed pears and apples, pancakes, waffles. What I'm on the hunt for are breakfast pizzas. They've had on several MSC ships in the past, but so far I have not seen any. A major change from the Seaside class, which this is kind of the evolution of, is they actually got rid of the second buffet that was down on deck 8, and instead they've turned that into a bunch of specialty dining and so forth. So this is the one and only buffet. But it is definitely larger and there's more stations available. I also like the addition of these high top tables here, so if you want to just, if you have a small party and want to just hang out kind of in the midst of the buffet, you can. It's an easy quick grab to another donut or sausage or whatever you want here. And here are some more offerings. Looks like baked beans, grilled tomatoes, quiche, nice crispy bacon. So definitely a good amount of choice here. Here's some more nice freshly baked pastries, muffins, croissants. You do not have a beverage package, but you still want your coffee or tea. There is a beverage station here on the side, which is complimentary. And currently we're at greatly reduced capacity here, only around 1,800 guests on board, which is less than half of what this ship can actually hold. So there's a lot of overflow, as you see here, which is not even being used. It hasn't really been used at all so far, even for lunch and dinner. So they can make do with the half of the buffet at this particular moment. But this gives you an idea of the seating. Really nice up against the windows. We are in Ocho Rios this morning, and like they're doing on more and more ships, they do have these self-serve beverage stations. Here you can pull a Heineken draft with just the swipe of your card, rosé and white wines, and red wine, and then an assortment of Coke product. On board MSC Seashore, they utilize this smart elevator system. So on the outside, instead of having just a button for up or down, you actually have all the decks listed. So let's say you want to go to, right now I'm on deck 5, if you want to go to deck, say, 15, so you'll push 15.
15, car B.
And then it'll identify which elevator car, in this case B, which is this elevator right here. So here we have the Central Park restaurant. And if you're in Aria like I am, this is actually the restaurant that you would have open seating, so you can pretty much come at any time between 5:45 and 9:30, and it's just off to one side of the main dining room, and then the rest of the dining is assigned early or late seatings. And as I said, this is the Central Park restaurant. You will find that there's a lot of New York influenced names all over the ship, because that is actually the theme for MSC Seashore, is New York. And all the atriums on MSC ships are just gorgeous, and this is definitely no exception. So the atrium spans deck 5, deck 6, 7, and 8 up there. And then here in the central part, right above the bar, they do have these stages where they'll have performers every evening. Put on some great live music and shows. Down here on deck 5, something I'm going to point out that is another thing that's quite different about MSC is you do have to actually register a credit card. So there's a couple of these terminals here, and what you do is you put your room key, it'll recognize what room you're in, and then you would swipe a card, and it would take an automatic hold if you're using like a debit card, or do a pre-authorization for a credit card. And this has to be done at some point during the cruise, otherwise you will not be able to get off the ship. You'll have to settle your account before you do. So just keep that in mind. Try to do it maybe as soon as you're bored so that you're not really having to deal with it any other time. The Venchi chocolate shop, where they actually make chocolates every single day, as you can see here. And chocolate chips, which was nice to receive one in my room. Nice flowing chocolate. Now if you want to stop by Venchi, you can come and grab a nice specialty coffee. They have the scooped gelato and chocolates that you can eat here, or they have an assortment, a variety of chocolates that you can mix and match and take a nice box home with you to your family and friends. Make nice gifts as well. Now all of the coffees and chocolates and ice creams and such are not included on any of the packages, so they are all at an additional cost, but reasonable prices. The shows, I'm a huge fan of MSC's entertainment. Not many cruise ships where you have pretty much a brand new production in the main theater every single evening. They're not too long, 35, 45 minutes, which is fantastic, so you can fit it in at any time. So today is our third day on board, and we've already seen a couple of fantastic shows and look forward to more throughout the voyage. So you have all the typical slot machines that you'd expect on board some of the latest ships. Here's a view down to the dueling pianos below, as I mentioned before. So it's a great spot to watch from up here. And it's a fairly large casino, but it is quite open, so there's not a whole lot of congestion. This is the casino bar. And keeping the theming going from New York, we've got Lady Liberty right up there. And then on the other side we have the table games. All the different tables available here on board the ship. And then this section is open to Times Square below. Haven't had any luck yet at the casino. I'll keep trying. And now we're passing through this tunnel here, which will take us to the aft theater, which is a brand new venue for MSC. And the colors will change in here throughout the day. It could be rainbow, it could be red or pink. Once you pass through the tunnel, over here on the right side, there is this amazing photo op. Looks like you're in a hot air balloon. So we're just coming to the entrance of Le Cabaret Rouge, which is a brand new venue for MSC Cruises. And this space is being promoted kind of as an interactive theater environment. So they have live music, and then they'll have different performers throughout the evenings, usually I think between 8 and 11. There might be some aerial acts, there could be dancers, singers. We had a little bit of that over the past couple of nights, and look forward to some more of it. So we are all the way aft on deck number 8, and this is the infinity pool. This is a major upgrade from the original Seaside class. This pool is much larger. It's much more, well, it's right up against the water here, which is nice. And I really like these loungers along the side here. Perfect position to sip a cocktail while you're keeping your toes in the water. And just like MSC Seaside, the Seashore has these aft sort of condo style balconies. These are actually Aria suites. Been in those a couple of times, very nice. So over here we have the infinity bar right next to the infinity pool. And your friendly bartenders are going to help you with some amazing drinks throughout your voyage. All right, I'm going to take you on the outer promenade here on deck 8. And it's a little bit different on each side, so we're going to start here on the starboard side. And there are lots of deck chairs normally in this area, but we've had quite a bit of a wind over the past couple of days, and most of the chairs have been tied up. Plus, we're really at low capacity on board this sailing, around 1,800 guests, so I guess they don't really need all of the other chairs. Now, I'll also mention while I'm here is this is actually where I ran this morning. There is no jogging track on this ship. Of course, there is the full fitness center, and you have all the different equipment there, but I really prefer to run outside whenever I can. So this actually worked out great because there were no chairs or any obstacles in the way. But just keep in mind you can't do a full lap around the ship because it is closed off at the forward section. So you can do like an extended U, if you will, from one side to the next, and it's pretty much what I did. All right, so we're now deck 8 aft on the port side, and we're going to enter into this area, and this is the alfresco outside dining area for Butcher's Cut Steakhouse. I'll be enjoying a meal here this evening. This is specialty dining, and you can have it on the many packages available here on board the ship. And we're hopefully going to be able to walk all the way forward across the Infinity Bridge, but they are doing balcony cleaning, so there might be an obstruction coming up here. We'll see. Definitely going to watch my footing with all this water around here. And then something else that was added to these larger seaside ships are these whirlpools over here on the side of the ship. Really nice. And it's basically one long bench with jets inside the bench and in the floor and in the back as well. So we'll head on into the MSC Gym here on board Seashore. And you can see straight ahead here they've got some really nice equipment. Kind of unique equipment actually on board a cruise ship. Lots of weight machines and bikes, step machines, and of course treadmills. And then through here they have a spinning class. And this is quite similar to the one that is on other ships in the fleet. But I really like this guy over here. Kind of reminds me of myself at times. And it is really nice with the roof open because it can get a little stifling in here sometimes. And there's some more of those fantastic ocean views. And over here we have the Jungle Beach Bar. There is ice cream here as well. And this ice cream is also not included on the packages. And they have fresh juices and coffees, which are available on some of the packages. And this section of the upper jungle pool has some table tennis and some foosball. Just aft of the top 19, there are a couple of more hot tubs. These are open and available for everyone to use. That's one thing I also really like about MSC ships. There's no shortage of hot tubs. There's probably 14 on board this ship, and yeah, it's nice. Sometimes you have to really search for one on a ship. Not here. Highly themed area. It's similar to other ships in the fleet. Lots of memorabilia and some really cool installations here as well. One of my favorite things are these little nooks that have individual screens, and yes, you can get your favorite game played on one of these. You just have to ask them, and they can, as long as they have it available, they can turn it on for you. They have a larger one here for bigger parties, and there's just tons of classic memorabilia, punching bag and baseball gloves and tennis rackets. And each of these high top table has different types of balls and apparatus, which is cool. As well as you can see the floor here, the markings. And then for the really big games, they'll play those up here on this larger screen, so everyone can gather around and enjoy. And there's a great bar here as well. Of course, it's the sports bar. More screens up on top. I've been on board several of the ships that have a bar like this for like NBA finals, and it's a really awesome experience to be around so many fans from different sides, of course, and that's what keeps it fun. So it's that time again, night 3, and tonight's dinner has me coming to Butcher's Cut Steakhouse, specialty restaurant, of course, and can't wait to share this with you. Come along. So it's night 3, and I'm glad you could join me here at the Butcher's Cut Steakhouse specialty restaurant. This is another one of the options that I purchased through the package. So you do have, again, the experience menu where you can choose one starter, one main, and then one dessert. And then you do get a side choice of sides with your entree, and then you can also add more sides if you want to. They're, I think, $4 each, so very reasonable. And I really like this bag of bread that they bring you. There's a really good cheddar and bacon one, really nice, and then a couple of butter options as well. So look forward to bringing you my entire spread here this evening. And again, thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining me. Cheers. So this is my starter. I did get the baked goat cheese, and it has a nice blueberry compote on top, and there's a little bit, as you can see there, of a puff pastry with the baked goat cheese all in the center there, and it looks fantastic. Tried to go a little lighter this evening, just kidding. So the main has arrived, and this is my 8-ounce filet mignon, and it's medium rare. I haven't cut into it yet, but it feels like it is. And then over here I've got sides. This is the grilled asparagus, and this is a smoked mashed potatoes. So one of these I purchased because you only get one included. And then for sauces, here we have the chimichurri, peppercorn, mushroom, and then a classic béarnaise. I found out a cool thing here at Butcher's Cut. The way they distinguish between the doneness of the meats is by these different variety of pickled onions. Actually, they're all the same type of onion, just prepared differently. So. So it's lunchtime here on day 4, which is a sea day, and I'm going to check out the Central Park lunch, which is open from 12 to 1:30 today. So day 4, we're here for lunch in the Central Park restaurant, and it's actually really nice is that the restaurants are pretty much open, at least this restaurant is open for lunch on most days, where a lot of other cruise ships, cruise lines, they're just relegated to sea days only. So we are at a sea day today, and they're open, but they've also been open in port as well. Nice menu today for lunch. They have conch fritters, mozzarella sticks, and a soup of the day, and then entrees. They have like Caesar salad. You can get chicken on there or grilled shrimp. Tex-Mex chicken salad, Philly cheesesteak, burgers, and so forth. So yeah, it's a nice option if you want something a little bit lighter, so a little something richer. That's fine too, and it's certainly a lot less crowded than it is up in the Marketplace buffet. So this is really what I choose to do when I come on board, is to have the more leisurely dining options as much as possible. So my choice today on the starter menu are these conch fritters. They look nice, and there's a little bit of a lime aioli right there. So yeah, I'm pretty much partial to conch, and when I see it, I try to grab it. And second starter, I've got the mushroom soup, which don't see too often really in the main dining rooms, and looks really nice. And both the conch fritters and the mushroom soup were fantastic. And this is my entree, which is kind of a small, but it's fine. It's a chicken Caesar salad.
The vast open spaces of this big beautiful ship. As you take a look at Seashore and as you look into the future and into the past, I hope that you will take the opportunity to book your next voyage.
So here in the Brooklyn Cafe, it's all about the details. If you look under the bar, there's this panel that actually has excerpts of the history of MSC, how they started, the shipping company, and then purchasing another cruise line, and yeah, that's pretty cool. You just sometimes have to look for the little details here, and this is the kind of stuff that I love, that cruise lines include this. It seems, simple, it's below the bar, but it's actually a pretty cool little bit of history right here. So tonight I'm here at Hola Tacos and Cantina. It's night 4 on board MSC Seashore, and I'm excited to bring you this menu. It is basically all you can eat. If you do not have a package, you'll be looking at $18 for this package. For this meal, but this is the only restaurant where there's no restrictions as far as picking one from this, and so forth. You can pretty much pick whatever you want from the menu. You can order the entire menu. If you're that hungry, go for it. You can do it. The only caveat here, it's a little bit different, is this is one of the only specialty dining restaurants that does not accept any beverage package. So if you want margaritas, whether they're frozen or on the rocks, you'll pay for it. Any of these specialty Mexican beers, you'll pay for it. Pretty much anything you order beverage-wise other than water and perhaps maybe sodas, you'll pay extra for. So just to let you know in advance, but there's nothing stopping you from stopping at another bar and bringing a drink with you, kind of like I did. But anyway, I digress. And the menu is really great here. So you have a choice of guacamole made to order, homemade salsas, spicy, mild. You've got soups and salads. Tortilla soup is on there. And then there's different sections. So you have your tacos with various proteins. You've got quesadillas. You've got enchiladas, burritos, nachos, tostadas, tamales. And like I said, you can order anything you want. You can order as much as you want. You can mix and match. Go for it. Why not? And then, of course, they got some nice desserts as well. So, you know what? Ready to get our feet on. Had a light lunch today, and I'm ready for this. So, thanks for being here on day 4 on board MSC Seashore. Cheers. So, we're getting things started off right with some chips, pico de gallo, salsa verde, and some guacamole. So this looks great, and trust me, there's a lot of stuff coming. Okay, so before I make a full meal out of the chips, guac, and salsas, here we've got the chicken tamale, and then I've got 2 tacos. This is the al pastor, which is the marinated pork, and then this is the carnitas. Both look fantastic, and I think I'm really going to enjoy this meal. Okay, continuing the feed bag, here I've got the chicken quesadilla, very nice. And then over here is the pork tostada, and yeah, I've got more stuff coming, so stay tuned. And it continues with the chicken enchilada. Wow. Okay, last but not least, we have the beef burrito, and yeah, dessert's going to be a hard one, but there's some good choices, so let's see what happens. Everything has been fantastic. It's been a long journey, but we're here finally at the dessert, and this is the tres leches, and it looks very, very good. I asked for what they thought was the best thing on the menu, and this is what they said. So yeah, you definitely get your money's worth here at Hola Tacos and Cantina. I'm full, but did save a little room for this. Just had a great dinner at Hola Tacos and Cantina, and I wanted to show you the Infinity Bridge at night. It's quite nice. It's all lit up from underneath. It doesn't really suspend over the water so much, just a tiny little section, but it's still really cool. And I did enjoy running across this. Can't tell you how many times, because I ran back and forth so many times this morning, but very, very nice.